Rabbit Hole Roundup, episode 79. STACY Keibler knows the truth about health. So guys, in today's edition of the Rabbit Hole Roundup, I'm going to be talking about some interesting clips I saw the other day, coming from former WWE wrestler STACY Keibler, who's currently in her mid-40s, but looks absolutely glowing and looks amazing and super healthy because she understands holistic health.
Unfortunately, the medical establishment is a business like any other business.
She's definitely done her research and she knows how to take care of herself both internally and externally. Then I have a clip coming from this guy named Ian, where he says how smiling and being in a good mood are superpowers these days, especially because it's become so much of an anomaly. I have an Alex Hormozy clip where he says how one thing he really admires about Kobe Bryant was this ability to focus on the journey and to detach from the outcome. I then have a clip that talks about why you need to clean up your social media feed and to make sure that you're actually intentional when it comes to the accounts you're following and make sure that all those accounts are helping you to live your best life, because it's definitely possible to do that these days. I have a post from Vex King on Instagram about how to make ordinary moments and ordinary things in our lives extraordinary.
What if I want extraordinary?
And a lot more fun. And then to finish things up, I have an interesting story about how an MLB player used Fortnite, the video game, to become one of the best hitters in the league right now. And then I have an NBA talk about what the current model is for building a winning team into his NBA. Anyways, without further ado, let's dive deeper now. Rabbit hole time, let's go.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Oh wait, forgot to have the book up before. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Jared Rice. If you guys know, it must mean not subscribe to the channel so you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts in the video. Follow me on every platform, and if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out my book, Fight Through by Jared Rice. All links purchased on my website, which is jaredryanweiss.com. It's JAREDRYANWEISS.com. Buy the book, support me, and also make sure to check out all the awesome shirts I have on that website too. Every shirt is made of 100% organic cotton. Every shirt has its own motivational sayings / words in it, so what could be better than all that? Anyways, any support at all, as always, is very much appreciated. So let's dive deeper into this rabbit hole now. So now, the first clip I'm going to be sharing is coming from a guy named Ian Schneider, or Ian Schneids, I think, on TikTok, and he says how smiles win days, and how being in a good mood is actually a superpower. Let's watch together.
I think the most slept on superpower in this entire universe is just being in a good mood. Everyone is in such a bad mood these days. If you can be in a bad mood about nothing, why can't you just be in a great mood about nothing? When I'm in a great mood, my days are just overall better. I'm better at work, I'm better with my friends, I'm better with my partner, I'm better with my family, and I'm just overall way happier and way more fun to be around. It sounds simple and cliche because it is. Wake up in a good mood, be in a great mood, guarantee you'll have a higher probability of winning the day.
Now look, I actually just filmed a video for the Jared and James channel a few days ago about how I don't believe happiness is actually a choice per se, but all of our choices and actions will likely either make us happy or depressed, or somewhere in between. And of course there's more that goes into it, but having said that, this guy is totally right. And the easiest way to start a positive chain reaction is to smile or give someone a genuine compliment. People are going to feel that energy.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Tell someone that you like their shirt. Ask them how they're doing. Comment something really nice in someone's social media post. Make that person feel seen and heard. These are things I'm always trying to do, and it really feels amazing when you actually see it work on someone. When you can suddenly shift someone's mood, this is absolutely a superpower. And one that I believe I have, and I've been told this by so many people, spreading joy and kindness in a world where so many people are lacking these things because they're struggling with something, as we all are. Or they're unconsciously choosing a life that doesn't make them happy, but they've become so set in their ways and set in their patterns. You can be the reason they smile that day, and then hopefully they're going to carry that into their next interaction with someone else. And he's so right, how a lot of people are walking around in a bad mood, focusing on all the things that are wrong with the world, or all the things that are wrong with their life.
I hate all of you.
So if you're able to flip that, you're a superhero. Next, I have an Alex Hormozy clip where he talks about how he admires Kobe Bryant because he was always able to focus on the journey and detach from the outcome.
I saw this interview from Kobe that I just loved, and they said, so most athletes are either really afraid of losing or they really want to win. And he says, I don't think I'm either. He just wanted to do the absolute best he possibly could, divorced of outcome. A lot of people will say something like, yeah, I just want to try really hard. But then there's the second part of the sentence where they're so that I can win so that I can whatever, which means that that's still not the goal, it's just the vehicle. When I look back on my life, the things that I enjoyed the most have been the pursuit, not the goal. It's all my happiest times are like when I was even in the struggle, sleeping in the gym. Like when you have a worthy foe that challenges you to the nth of your ability and forces you to get better, that flow is where I feel most alive.
And of course, this is like one of the hardest things to do as someone who sets massive goals, but it's something like we could all work on and should be working on. Trusting the process, putting our head down, and focusing more on the work rather than like the results, because it's about like understanding that like if we do the work, the results are going to take care of themselves. Now, of course, it is essential to set our intentions high and visualize the end goal that we want, but then as Alex just said, it's about divorcing yourself from that outcome. Or as I have a whole chapter in my book that talks about, surrendering the outcome. When you do your part and put in that work day after day for so long, I've discovered that like then you just have to surrender the outcome to God and the universe and be like, I'm at peace regardless of what happens, because I know like that I give it my all. Win, lose, tie, I did all I could, and now I'm going to trust like whatever the result is will be in my favor. And this doesn't mean like the outcome is always going to be exactly how you see it right now, or it's not always going to be exactly what you want right away, because as we all know, Kobe didn't win a championship every year that he played, and neither did anyone else, unless maybe there's someone out there who only played like for 1 year and sat on the bench and then got kicked out of the league basically, but just so happened to be on a winning team. But no one out there wins every time, because also like, how much fun would that be? It wouldn't be a challenge anymore. But this is also like why I love Giannis Antetokounmpo's perspective, which is every time that you don't win, it's not a failure, it's steps to success.
It's not a failure, it's steps to success.
Powerful stuff if you ask me. Next, we have a clip coming from Izzy Freeman on TikTok, where she spoke about the need to clean up your social media and follow more inspiring, empowering accounts.
If you are going through it right now, I'm here to tell you that you are not the problem, your feed is. You're not behind, there's nothing wrong with you, you're not ugly, you're not fat, you're just following the wrong people. Because it's not just about content, it's about who you give your brain to. Your feed should feel like a vision board, not a scoreboard. It should inspire and excite you, not make you feel insecure every single time you want to feel connected to people. Social media is inevitable, so you might as well learn how to make it work for you, not against you. Here are the people I unfollowed to make social media start feeling more like my vision board. 1, the girl who posts more hauls than thoughts. The clean girl whose personality is oat milk and beige lighting. Your ex-friend whose posts still make your nervous system flinch. The guy who ghosted you in 2022 and still watches your stories like they're court evidence. The girl who says trust the universe but then literally will gatekeep anything helpful. Anyone whose content makes you question your joy, your body, or your timeline needs to go. And this isn't about them. It's about you. It's about how their content makes you feel. Because this isn't about being judgmental. It's about being intentional. If we're gonna spend all our time on social media, might as well be watching people who make our lives better, not worse. Your algorithm is your responsibility, and your piece is too expensive to give it to people who care more about their success than sharing it with other people. Your feed should feel like your future, not your insecurity.
There is so much truth to this message. As I'm constantly saying, social media isn't bad or good, it's a tool, and it can be incredible or it can be detrimental. If you're following people who inspire you and breathe life into your dreams, and to make you feel better about yourself after getting off, then of course this is amazing. I mean, like, what other time in history were we able to literally boost our moods and give us inspiration and knowledge just by looking at a screen? So for anyone who says, like, you have to get off social media completely and only live in the quote-unquote real world, well, what if we're actually meant to interact with social media in this day and age? What if we're actually supposed to be living alongside it? As I had, like, a video that came out a long time ago on, what if God actually gave us internet?
We have technology.
Now on the flip side, if you're someone who goes on social media, follows nonsensical accounts, you're constantly comparing yourself to the lives of others, you're not intentional about learning skills from others that you hope to acquire, you mindlessly scroll all day and then get off feeling drained, and worse than before, well, this is of course where your feed can hurt you. So as with anything else, it's not black or white, and like you either have to use it all day or not at all. It's about cleaning up your feed and trying your best to take advantage of this powerful tool that all of us now have access to. It's up to you to follow people who uplift you, who teach you, who make you laugh, who inspire you, listen to great podcasts, and watch awesome videos from wholesome people who aren't just simply monetizing your attention and sucking out all that positive energy from you. And then you could actually put this knowledge to use, which is where applied knowledge becomes your power. Moving right along, I have 2 really awesome clips coming from former WWE wrestler STACY Keibler that talk about health and wellness and taking care of your vessel. And these clips relate to both internal and body health, as well as mental health too.
I'm 46 years old, and here's what I would tell my younger self. Trust your gut. Your intuition is your superpower. Take care of your body. What you eat, how you move, how you think. It will all shape your future more than you realize. And I tell my kids, thoughts become things. Healing is your greatest strength. Breaking the cycles and doing the inner work will change everything for you and your family. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Always be in gratitude, and more things will come. You are enough. You don't have to prove anything to anyone.
And now the second clip I'm going to be reading because it has music on it, and she doesn't actually speak on the clip, but I'm going to be reading what it says. So it says, propaganda I'm falling for. Parasite cleanses are the new spa day. Tap water is sketchy unless it's triple filtered. My fridge should look like a farmer's market. My skincare routine starts in my gut. Eating more raw butter is the move. Castor oil packs are healing. Colonics are self-care. Glyphosate is the enemy of vitality. EMF blockers belong in my nightstand. And seed oils are cancel-worthy. Very well said. So I can see that, she really gets it. She looks absolutely incredible and glowing. And she's in her mid-40s, so she's truly a testament to all the things she's speaking about. She's likely been down all the same rabbit holes I've been down when it comes to health. She understands everything wrong with the whole current medical system, and the Rockefeller-based medicine, and the whole education behind that.
You're not a patient, you're a customer.
And she understands the importance of taking care of the whole vessel. Now, relating to the first clip. Trusting your gut and your intuition is so key for everything. No one can tell you what you're feeling, and if you don't feel right around someone, or you feel like this isn't the right place for you, or the right job for you, your intuition is likely seeing something or feeling something, and you should probably listen to it. Taking care of your body and mind are crucial because without these, everything else suffers and everything else can happen.
I am losing my mind!
As the famous quote goes, a healthy person has infinite wishes, a sick person has just one, which is to get better. And I know from my own healing journey from a life-threatening illness that I have to take care of myself and I have to prioritize my own health. And that has to come above everything else. Because if I'm not at my best, the others around me aren't going to get the best version of me. Gratitude, of course, is the best attitude and will enhance our feelings around any situation. And you are enough, as she said. I think we could all use that reminder. And the second clip, which talks about holistic health and powerful healing remedies. I'm someone who believes so strongly in holistic health and terrain theory, outside of emergency situations, of course, where the medical care is essential. But beyond that, gut health, I know from my own case, is key to just about everything in our body, and even our mental health too. So gut cleansing and healing, and doing things like colonics or enemas, and castor oil packs, as well as heavy metal detoxing, is essential for so many of us, especially in this current day and age, with all the toxins we're exposed to on a daily basis. She's also totally right about avoiding glyphosate, as well as processed foods and seed oils, because all those things aren't natural, our bodies are not meant to digest these things, and they're going to lead to bodily inflammation, and will add toxins to your body, and will in turn end up causing major health challenges somewhere down the line. EMF, of course, electromagnetic frequencies that aren't natural, are of course a new danger, which once again explains the need for detoxing, or even purifying our frequencies with things such as a Somavedic device. Skincare most definitely starts with the gut, and what you eat and what you put into your body. Most people see health as fragmented into a million different things, and you can just isolate everything and then make the person healthy, when actually it's all connected. Hence the term holistic.
Body and mind. He's holistic.
It's about mental, spiritual, physical. You can't separate every part of the body and expect a whole healthy organism. One thing feeds the other. So your diet is going to affect your mood, your gut affects your energy and your skin, and so on and so forth. Your refrigerator should be full of natural foods. Most of them it's just 1 or 2 ingredients. Not a million that you can't even understand. And if you want your body to perform well for you, then treat it like a temple. So very well said, Stacy. At some points, empower ourselves with the knowledge that it takes to take care of ourselves. And of course, does this mean taking more time for ourselves? Yes. But it's going to be worth it in the end. Moving ahead, I have a post coming from Vex King, where he talks about ways to turn ordinary into extraordinary and how to make things more fun in life. So, the first slide says, turn your shower into a spa, your breakfast into a tasting experience, and your bedtime into a retreat. The ordinary becomes extraordinary with intention. Light a candle while you fold laundry, put fresh flowers on your desk while you work, brew your coffee like it's a ceremony. These small acts of intentionality transform routine into ritual, tasks into treasures, and moments into memories. Stop saving joy for later. Later is never promised. Use the good plates, wear the nice perfume, dance in the kitchen, make this moment feel like enough. Life is a special occasion, so show up to it like it is. The same cup of tea can be gulped down while rushing, or savored slowly while watching the steam rise. The same walk can be a mindless commute or a moving meditation. The difference isn't in what you're doing, but in how present you are while doing it. Your home doesn't need to be imagined to feel like a sanctuary. Soft lighting, good scents, music that moves you, and texture that comforts you, these create atmosphere, not square footage. Your life doesn't need to be Instagram perfect to feel beautiful. It needs to be intentionally yours, consciously crafted, and deliberately savored. Beauty is less about what you have and more about how you experience what you have. Very well said. Amazing post. And this is key for happiness, because a lot of us have become so desensitized to appreciating the ordinary. Or we've just stopped looking around and smelling the roses, because we're expecting something elaborate, such as what we're seeing on our Instagram posts, and if that doesn't come, then we can't be grateful or we can't smile. But as I've discovered in my own life, I live for the simple things. And it's the people who I do those things with, and the way I transform my perspective on these experiences that makes these things so special. Or it's about being creative and using your own imagination.
Imagination.
As the video I came out with last week spoke about, how to make life more fun, and I talked about, and this actually relates perfectly to this topic, it can be about turning ordinary things into a game. Such as going for a drive and doing car karaoke sessions, as I love to do. Or turning things like doing the dishes into a game to see how fast you can do it. Or if you can beat a family member. And this is why there's so much we learn from kids. As I know from all my years as a camp counselor, and I also used to babysit for a bunch of kids. They don't need a ton of space, or even any things there. And I'm the same way because I've always been a kid at heart, and I'm always going to be that way. But it's they and I can see an open field, and it's this is a million different ideas pop into our heads. It's we can play tag, we can play manhunt, we can throw a frisbee around, we can make up a whole new game with just a soccer ball, etc, etc. So sometimes you just have to tilt your head metaphorically and do a little perspective shift. And doing this can turn the ordinary into something really extraordinary and really amazing. Next up, I want to get into some NBA talk. So I had a really interesting conversation with my cousin a few days ago, and he's someone who works in the whole pro sports world, and happens to be a really smart guy. So he was telling me about the concept of aprons in today's NBA, and how the key to winning in this current day and age in the NBA is no longer about trading for a big superstar and signing them to the Supermax deal. So I still don't understand aprons 1000% fully, but I do know the purpose is to tax teams who give the superstar max. So it's essentially designed to make it harder for teams to stack up players and stack up superstars. So the new model for winning is actually the OKC model, which is about building up through the draft, obtaining a ton of draft picks, knowing that eventually some of these are going to have to pan out, but also with draft picks you also have a ton of assets now, because you could trade these away in order to get star players, and then you could develop them like what happened with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And another interesting point my cousin made was it's actually about taking on bad expiring contracts.
It just don't add up!
Which is what the Wizards are currently doing. So they're not competing for a championship right now, or probably anytime soon, but they're taking on a CJ McCollum expiring big contract, a Chris Middleton big contract, and Marcus Smart contract. Because doing so is going to keep them under the aprons, they're going to be acquiring a ton of draft picks, and by staying under the apron, they can then sign a bunch of really good players, and then they're going to be able to build up a really solid team from there. So this is the new model, which has moved away from the whole Big Three model, which as we know broke down in Phoenix and Philadelphia this past year. So now teams are going to be going the Sam Presti direction, and this may also be what's happening with the Boston Celtics right now too. Now finally in this week's episode, I have a very interesting story that talks about one of MLB's top hitters right now actually believes he got that way through playing Fortnite. So I'm not going to read the whole story, but I just found this to be really cool and super interesting. So the article says, inside A's shortstop Jacob Wilson's path to MLB stardom. The 23-year-old Wilson, the Athletics wonder kid shortstop, is wise enough to understand that the sort of success he's found on a baseball field, a .347 batting average, and a near certain invitation to the All-Star game coming, comes from a multitude of areas. He's the son of a longtime big leaguer, so certainly genetics helped, and he worked relentlessly at his craft, which goes a long way. But the special sauce that built the American League Rookie of the Year favorite, he believes included a secret ingredient: Fortnite.
The secret ingredient is...
Kids are going to love this one, parents are going to hate me, Wilson said. I'm a big believer in video games. It's fast decision-making strategy. I think that gets me ready for the game because when you're in the box, you have to process a lot. So there's some days where I'll wake up and I'll play video games, and then I'll go to the field and I'll have a good day. Some days I won't play and don't see the ball well. I think it really helps me train kinds of the decision making that I have to make 6-7 hours later at the baseball field. Yes, one of the best hitters in the major leagues, a content maven who strikes out with the infrequency of Tony Gwynn, swears that he's as good as he is at a kid's game because of the aptitude at another kid's game. After Wilson wakes up, he deploys to his living room and parks in the chair. On the table in front of him sit a PC and a controller. He logs into Fortnite the 8-year-old game still played by millions every day, hops on the battle bus and systematically disposes of those with the misfortune of sharing a map with him. If we play a game with me and him and guys we know, and you kill him once, you're like, that's a good day. A's infielder Max Muncy said. You can play 50 rounds just once is good. So he also goes on to say, I do believe in the hand-eye coordination that video games gives as long as you do your homework. Kids, if you're reading, do your homework. The Wilsons are not alone in their belief that unconventional methods off the field can lead to success on it. Studies back up the suggestion that video games can be beneficial for brain activity. And considering the recognition being lavished on Jacob Wilson, he's more than 250,000 votes ahead of Kansas City star Bobby Witt Jr. in All-Star balloting to be the American League's starting shortstop. The benefits can be pronounced. So I'm not going to read the whole rest of the story, but it's very interesting. I mean, how often do we hear that video games are all brain rot, or that all technology is bad? But once again, I choose to see everything basically as a tool, and it depends on the person using it, whether or not that thing is good or bad.
Right, wrong, right?
So of course, if you're playing video games for 10 hours a day and eating Doritos and eating crap every day, chances are you're not going to be too healthy, and your brain isn't going to be too healthy either. And you're probably not going to be super productive. But also, how many people are actually making money by playing video games these days? I'm sure many of us probably never saw that one coming, or never thought that could actually be a viable career for someone. And also, sometimes people just need some space and alone time, and playing video games can give us that. Now, I'm not a huge gamer myself, and this is I only really play the old games, like NFL Street, NBA Street, games like that, on my PS2, or sometimes Xbox, or even Wii, and I love playing with my younger brother, and I do see the value in them. It's not just always escapism. It's not always just about being unproductive. Plus, whose job is it to tell you what's fun or what's supposed to be fun for you and what isn't? Everyone, as we know, is interested in something, and some people just need some time to get away for a bit. And as long as it doesn't turn into an unhealthy obsession or an unhealthy amount of time spent doing these things, then balance is the key, as cliche as that sounds. So make sure that doing that isn't taking away from all your other priorities. But hey, playing Fortnite may even make you a top Major League Baseball player. And this is of course due to reaction timing and planning fast, among many other aspects that have been found to be positive when it comes to playing video games. So, very interesting story. Let me know your thoughts on that. Anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on any of the topics I spoke about. Let me know your favorite ones. Let me know your thoughts. I will catch you guys next time. Stay positive, stay hustling, stay grinding. Peace.